Some people vacation here, others call it home. We are talking Barton Creek, just west of Austin, where resort life meets everyday living. We have spa days, tennis matches, and 4 golf courses. Yes, that's right. They have 4 golf courses included in their premier membership. Barton Creek keeps you close to the city, just a short drive from Austin. And once you get into Barton Creek, you have all of the country club luxury amenities that one could desire. Hi, I'm Nicole Cooper, a UT golf alum and Austin real estate pro. I've been helping people buy and sell in the Austin area for over 15 years, especially in golf course communities. I don't just know the market, I've walked on every one of these courses in every single fairway. So if you are here to find the right golf community and lifestyle, you're in the right place. We're going to cover the types of homes you can find. We're going to cover, of course, the golf courses, the amenities, the schools, and nearby hotspots. So stick around. You don't want to miss this on Barton Creek, top to bottom. First off, let me show you where it is on the map. Here we're going to dive in. So we start right over here at the downtown Austin, and just 10 miles west over here, we find the Barton Creek Country Club. This is the original spot. It has the Fazio Foothills and the Crenshaw Core course here at this location. This is also where the Omni Hotel is. This is the main location for Barton Creek. Then if we hop just 3 miles down here, we get to the Barton Creek Canyons golf course. Here's a view of number 9. Now we're going to go back through these in detail later. I just want to give you a little idea of where each one of them is. And then that 4th course is going to be out in Spicewood. It's about 25 miles west of the Canyons course, and it's out here on the Lake Travis or Colorado River. So what we have out here is a beautiful 18-hole course that's on the lake. And again, I'm going to go into more details on the courses later, but here is a view from the patio overlooking the golf. So if you purchase the highest level, the signature membership, you have these 3 courses right here in Barton Creek, just 10 miles west of downtown Austin, and the 4th course out here at Lakeside, which is 25 miles west of Barton Creek. Up next here, I'm going to show you the map of where your nearest schools are going to be. So right here, the map we're looking at, this blue portion is what feeds into Austin ISD. And as I zoom in here, you can see that the majority of Barton Creek here feeds into Austin ISD. The Westlake and Rollingwood Hills feeds into Eanes ISD, and this tiny section of Barton Creek over here, Barton Creek West, feeds into Eanes ISD. So let's check out where the schools are in relation to Barton Creek. They're a bit of a drive compared to some neighborhoods. Here's the heart of Barton Creek here, and this is where your elementary school would be, over here in Oak Hill. So you'd be coming south to go down to Oak Hill Elementary School if you had kiddos that age, and then if you have kiddos in middle school or high school, they're going to be coming into town inside Loop 360 over here towards Mopac, either feeding to O. Henry Middle School right here next to the Lions Municipal Golf Course, or next to, or if they're going to high school, they feed into Austin High, which is right on the lake there. So those would be the schools that you would feed into in your public school situation. Now I'm going to show you the grades for these schools. Austin ISD, huge enrollment at 73,198 students. They get a 77 out of 100. So each little school is going to have different grades, but overall the Austin ISD gets a C. This is the diversity graph here, and on average it's 16.5 students per teacher. Now if we break it down to each of these little schools, the Oak Hill Elementary gets 79 out of 100, total enrollment of 662. Here's our diversity graph, and those over 17 students a teacher. Now for the middle school at O. Henry, we're getting a little bit better grade here, 84 out of 100, total enrollment 754. Here's your demographics right here, the graph, and then we get almost 17 students per teacher there. And lastly, the high school that you would be feeding into, is Austin High, and that gets 88 out of 100. Total enrollment, 2,307 students. Here's your diversity graph here in the middle, and then that's 20 students per teacher. Now, if those numbers don't sound like somewhere you want to send your children, if you do happen to have kiddos, there are plenty of private school opportunities in the Barton Creek area. From St. Michael's, you have St. Andrew's, St. Gabriel's, Regents, and Trinity. So those are Catholic and Episcopal schools mostly, but they are wrapped up right here in the community. So if we look at them here on the map, we have St. Stephen's right in the middle of it. St. Gabriel's is there too. We have Regents nearby, and we have Austin Waldorf School. So there are plenty of private school opportunities if you don't want to put your kids in the public Austin Independent School District system. The other option is to live just outside of Barton Creek in either Barton Creek West or across the road onto Rob Roy, which is another beautiful neighborhood. So just keep in mind that most of the schools in Barton Creek feed to Austin ISD, and most of the schools just next to the Barton Creek area feed into Eanes ISD. Let's talk golf. We're going to start at the Fazio Foothills because this was the original one built in 1986. So the Foothills is going to have kind of cliff-lined fairways, some waterfalls, creeks running all throughout it. It's renowned for its challenging layout, and it's even had numerous professional events there. We've had some senior events, a PGA event, and a women's LPGA event there over the years. I think that the hard part about having professional events there is there's not a lot of room for spectators because it's on the hillside and things like that, and you'll see as we look some pictures here. So here you can see these beautiful tree-lined fairways, and they run through the ravines and through near the creek side, and just over the years there's just not been a lot of room for spectator, and I think that's the only reason it hasn't held a PGA event or LPGA event there through the years, because it certainly is worthy based on the caliber of golf. The second course that was built here in the Barton Creek foursome is the Crenshaw Core Golf Course, and it was built in 1991. It's kind of like emphasizes the natural kind of rolling terrain and the beauty of the hill country, but what it's really known for are enormous greens. If you know Ben Crenshaw at all, you know he was one of the best putters of all time. So he created these greens really large and really hard to putt. So not only do you have to hit it well on his course, you have to have that putter tuned in just right. Here's one example of one of his greens sitting on the kind of the side of the hill there. You can't quite tell how much undulation is in it, but believe me, there's a lot. And lastly, here's another little view of two of the holes here, and you can see the green there, another one sitting on the precipice. He likes to make you kind of go for the risk reward when you're heading for the pin tucked away in the corner there. Now we're gonna hop out to Spicewood and give you the Barton Creek Lakeside. It was also built in 1986, the same time as the Fazio Foothills. Now this one is known more for its lake views because it is Barton Creek Lakeside. If we look at this picture here, this is back looking from the patio down over the closing holes there. And then if we look at this, you are going to have some beautiful Lake Travis views out there. So that is mainly what it's known for. And if my memory serves me right, there are lots of bunkers. So bring your good sand wedge game if you're playing out at Lakeside. And before we move on, I can't not show you this gorgeous waterfall pic here at the Lakeside course. And rounding out our fourth course is the Canyons Golf Course. It's the newest one, built in 1999. And we're gonna go through the homes later, but just know that the homes around the canyons out of these four golf courses are by far the most expensive homes on the golf course if all things are created equal, meaning same size and view. And the reason is because mostly they're newer. In fact, they're actually still building some in around the Fazio Canyons area. So, opened in 1999, it's known for lots of scenic holes and these big, beautiful trees. Look at this here, what I have shown. The Canyons is known for lots of elevated views and a lot of these beautiful trees, red oaks and sycamores all throughout the golf course. You do have some elevated tee shots here and there and a couple of reachable par fives. You've got to go around some meandering creeks the same as the Foothills, but by and large, this one has a little bit more elevation all throughout the golf course. Okay, let's talk about membership. You get all four courses of the whole total package of everything for $175,000 initiation fee, and that is a transferable membership. It is full right now, and the waiting list, you know, it could be 2 or 3 years out. It's hard to say. because it's one in, one out, one in. But they do have an opportunity where you can buy into the Lakeside course for $40,000. You have full membership there, and that gives you full non-golfing privileges at the Lakeside and Foothills area, the main country club area, social membership and all. And you get 6 rounds of golf on Canyons, Crenshaw, or Foothills throughout the year while you're on the waiting list. And then once your number comes up, you pay the balance of the membership to the $175,000, and then you get the full membership. So it's kind of a really nice nod in that you get to still play the courses while you're waiting for your turn to come up. The only other caveat to that is that some homes have a transferable membership with the home purchase. So you could get lucky and buy a home in there that actually has a membership that transfers with it. That's the only way you can jump the line, because I am told that it is chronological order. There's no jumping of line, no getting ahead of anybody else. It's when your number comes up, you have the opportunity to be a member. Now we're going to hop over to the home styles. In Barton Creek, you can find everything from lock and leave villas to multi-million-dollar estates with huge panoramic views. But by and large, there are a few types of architectural styles that you'll find in Barton Creek. We have Texas Hill Country Traditional, which is going to have limestone exteriors, one of those standing seam metal roofs or tile roofs, exposed rustic beams in the middle, wide porches, big negative edge pools in the back. We're going to have Mediterranean Spanish Revival. That's more your stucco exterior, red clay tile roof, arches on the windows and doorways, and wrought iron details. Third, we're going to have Contemporary, soft modern look, clean lines, big huge glass windows, low pitched roof, neutral palettes. These modern designs are going to be found more along the new build, so more on the Barton Creek Canyon side of things. And then lastly, we're going to have some of the Tuscan European inspired ones. They're going to have the stone or stucco walls, barrel tile roofs, iron balconies, and big heavy wooden doors. Think old world charm meets luxury vibe. So those are the 4 main architectural styles. Now let's have a look at some actual homes in the area. So this one's on the original side, the Barton Creek Foothills side. We can see down here it was built in 1984, listed for $1,795,000, just under 3,000 square feet. But look, it has over an acre and a half of land. So that's a big part of living in the older part of Barton Creek. You're going to get a little bit more land on some of these lots. So you can see here they have a pool, but on the inside, it has been updated over time. Has the nice woodwork on the ceiling, but these columns in the middle kind of give it that date of, it wasn't what we're expecting today. On today's trends, we're going to have big wide open spaces and no columns breaking things up. Our next example in the old portion, this one was built in 1998. It's listed for $3,750,000, just over 6,200 square feet, and just over half an acre. Beautiful swimming pool. Most of these homes will have a swimming pool, and you can see this is more of that Tuscan design from the front with the arched doorways there, and then on the inside it's been updated and modernized. Next, we're going to hop over onto the Canyon side of things, and look here, brand new construction. So this one's just over 3,300 square feet, not quite a half an acre, and listed at $3,450,000. This is kind of that Texas Hill Country Traditional. This limestone on the outside is the tobacco colored limestone, and we're going to see some standing seams in the inside here, but beautiful swimming pool out back. And here are those beautiful exposed beams that's really on par for the Texas Hill Country Traditional. And then we have this beautiful rock work here all the way up to that elevated ceiling above the fireplace. I mean, that is Texas farmhouse on the interior to a T. Again, we have lots of natural light coming in. We have the black framed windows, indoor, outdoor living. And this would be one of the premier examples on the Canyon side. This one was 2023 build, much larger at 9,615 square feet and almost 3 acres. So you can see why that price jumps up to $9,900,000. I'll show you some pictures of this huge estate overlooking a big panoramic view. Look at that negative edge pool there. Imagine the beautiful glasses of wine you can enjoy out on that patio in the evening, or a nice cup of coffee in the morning. And there's a view of the whole estate from the rear. Here's the primary, and there is the kitchen. Again, has those exposed beams that you're going to see a lot throughout the Amara neighborhood, and Amara is the neighborhood that surrounds the Barton Creek Canyons golf course. Beautiful design, so much intricate detail with the ceiling and the light fixtures, the special tile flooring, and then the mix of textures here on the walls and ceilings. Again, the indoor-outdoor living, which is totally on trend for all the beautiful big homes that are being built these days. And a closet every woman would kill for. A beautiful primary bathroom as well that overlooks the scenic view. So now we hop out to Spicewood just to show you some examples of what it would look like to live out there. This home was built in 2006, listed for $1,030,000, just almost 3,000 square feet and over half an acre. Beautiful pool out back. A little bit different design out in Spicewood. Their homes aren't quite as prestigious and luxurious as you're going to find on the in-town Barton Creek Country Club areas, but a beautiful home nonetheless. So you can also find some beautiful homes out at Barton Creek Lakeside, and you're going to get a little bit more bang for your buck out there. Homes are not as pricey as they are in the in-town portion, and that's due to location. It takes a little bit longer to get to Austin and a little bit longer to get to the airport. Let's talk about the amenities at Barton Creek. First of all, the Omni Hotel is the anchor to the original two courses there, or the original courses are side by side, which is the Foothills and the Crenshaw Core. So the Omni Hotel is going to have all your spa services. It's going to have extra dining. It's going to have that boutique hotel that your friends and family can come and stay in, or you can have a staycation there. So Barton Creek probably has the most amenities out of any of the private clubs in town, just because of its size and the fact that there's a hotel right in the center of it. So think multiple fitness rooms, multiple swimming pools. You have little putt-putt for the kids. You have multiple dining rooms, different styles of levels, if you will, some very fine dining all the way down to the bar and the place where you go hang out after your 18 holes and figure out the score. But if you look here in this picture, this is a beautiful kind of rendition of what it looks like just to walk down the halls. You've got your pro shops and dining on either side, fitness rooms. This is what the hotel looks like from out back. And then here's one of the mini swimming pools. And here's a pic of the fitness center. So no matter what you're looking for as far as amenities go, you're going to be able to find it at the main location of the Barton Creek Country Club. And as far as social gatherings go, don't you worry. They have tournaments of all kinds. The member guests, the member, men's, women's. They have kids events. They have plenty of pros on staff to give lessons. They have multiple driving ranges, multiple practice areas for you to putt and chip and hit bunker shots and things like that. So if you're looking to get better at golf, they have all of those amenities as well. So Barton Creek would be your comprehensive, totally inclusive luxury experience. Let's talk nearby hotspots. First of all, if we look at this map here on the satellite view, let me zoom in just a little bit so you can see. Here is the golf course here. The homes are all around it, but look at these green tree spaces. That's all what we classify as green space in Austin, and they're hiking trails. This here, if you can follow that dip there, that is actually Barton Creek. And Barton Creek has so many hiking trails around it. There's rock climbing in it. It is a very, very treasured outdoor activity that we have in all of Austin. It goes from out here in Barton Creek all the way to downtown Austin and Zilker Park, and you can access it from so many of the streets within Barton Creek, and a lot of people really value that ability to go down and swim in the creek, hike in the creek. Depends how much rain we've had as to how much water's been in it, but it's a cool spot for all the people that live in Barton Creek. Then if you have to go and get grocery stores, it's not too far away. Here is the Barton Creek whole area community. We're just talking about the in-town one. We're not talking about Lakeside for the moment. So right here is your Barton Creek. You come into town and here is your HEB just right over here in this little shopping center. You also have some restaurants like Lupe Tortilla. You have a sushi restaurant in there, a taco deli. You have your gym. You have a little medical care. Right across here, you also have some more eating at Hat Creek Burger, but you have a hospital here at Westlake. So you're very near any kind of medical care should you need that. Also, coming right out, you have the Grove Wine Bar and Kitchen, and it has obviously a very awesome selection of wine. Here is the selection of wine, but in addition, they have excellent food. And if you sit outdoors, it is a very awesome patio that is under the biggest live oak tree you've ever seen. So I highly recommend hitting up the Grove. Now, if you're closer towards the back side out here, you don't have to go all the way to the front. So the people in the Fazio Canyons have the ability to come right out here, and you have an entire little strip mall full of food places back here, from your Carve to La Traviata, which is Italian. You have some healthy food bowls at Playa Bowls, and then you have a great sushi place out here as well. So you don't have to go too far to get to any good food. You do have to leave the neighborhood unless you're dining at one of the clubhouses, because there's nothing commercial actually inside the community. But you're not too far from eating, dining, and then if you need to get to the mall, Barton Creek Mall is just right here, 15 minutes away from the heart of the Barton Creek neighborhood, and it's a full-on mall. It's an indoor mall. You can get anything you want there, from the big department stores to restaurants and boutique stores and all that jazz. So now I'm gonna lay it down, the pros and the cons. What's the absolute best thing about living in Barton Creek? Well, it is a prestigious private club, top-tier amenities and dining options, and 4 golf courses. Next, I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful terrain, rolling hill country, big panoramic views from many of the homes, and the trees are just lush and filled throughout, and you're on the Barton Creek Greenway. Third, you have mostly gated communities in the neighborhood, and that gives you a little peace of mind for security. 4, you have easy access to downtown. It's one of the closest luxury country clubs to downtown Austin, so it's very convenient to get in and out of town when you want to go to the theater or concerts or maybe that UT football game. And what's not so hot? What are the pros about the area? Well, the entry fee is high, $175,000 initiation fee, and then you have HOA dues by month and your membership dues by month. So that can get kind of pricey if you don't have kind of one of those bottomless checking accounts. Second con, some of the homes are older and haven't been updated yet, so you may move in and have to do a little bit of work yourself in order to get it to what you want it to look like. And lastly, the area is not walkable. Yes, if you're going for a hike, it's walkable, but I'm talking not walkable to coffee shops or restaurants or anything like that. If you're going out to eat or going to do anything, you're going to need to get in your car to get there, or get one of those rideshare companies to come and pick you up so you don't have to drive. So that's a wrap. That's what I have for you for Barton Creek. If you want luxury golf, this could be the one for you. It has top-notch amenities, beautiful homes, lots of different home styles to choose from, and an area that's really close to town. Now, if you want to see some of these homes in person before you make that decision, we're always here to help. All you have to do is call, text, email, set up a Zoom. We're here to help you find that perfect home that matches your lifestyle. Now, if you think this video would be good for some of your friends and they want to know more about Barton Creek, maybe they want to move in there, share it with them. It'll help us a ton. We'll love you forever. Now, until I see you next time, be kind to yourself and others, and I can't wait to see you around town.